Thank you. I'm just delighted by the stack of letters we've been getting from our listeners lately. I wish we had the time to read all of them on the air. But since we've only a few minutes, we've got to select those that seem to be most representative of your problems or of most interest to our audience. All right, Ruth, what's our first letter for today?
Our first letter is from a young lady who writes, "My parents have been fairly strict with me. In high school, I had a curfew, and they insisted on meeting the boys I went out with. Even now that I'm a freshman in college, I must ask permission to go away for weekends. I feel my parents' rules indicate a lack of respect for my judgment and maturity. As the oldest of 3 children, I have always had a great deal of responsibility. Certainly, if there were no rules, I wouldn't suddenly go wild. We have often argued about this, but I still feel that I'm right."
Well, the fact that you have accepted your parents' rules and regulations indicate your respect for your mother and father. Everyone at one time or another resents authority, but the fact you've accepted it is all to your credit. You have indicated that you are capable of accepting responsibility. In fact, you sound like a perfectly reasonable young lady to me. You mention arguing with your parents about their ideas of discipline. Look, why not try discussing instead of arguing? You know, there's a world of difference between those two ideas. I'll just bet if you sat down with your parents and talked things over as the mature person you seem to be, the problem will resolve itself.
We'll return, Norman, with another letter after this message. Our next letter comes from a man in California. "I built a small but prosperous business, and 6 months ago I retired at 70. My son, 45, is now head of the company and is very competent. He clearly shows that he doesn't want me around the office, and this hurts me. What do you think I should do?"
Do? Why, I suggest you go fishing and let him run the business. He's waited until middle age to assume the leadership for which you have been training him, and now he deserves to be on his own. Though he loves you devotedly, he probably feels like a boy with you. Let him struggle with the problems. It will do him good, and he will turn to you if he needs help. Why not retire as efficiently as you have always worked? Well, Ruth, I see you have another letter, but it'll have to wait until next week. I sure hope you folks keep writing to me, Norman Vincent Peale, care of this station. We will answer as many of your letters as we possibly can on the air.